Hello YouTube, this is Black Skull. Hold on. Yeah, just making sure my camera's not full. Um, Before I begin this video, I'm just gonna give you a little piece of information on my personal life right now. Not too long ago, most likely 20, 30 minutes ago, um, Derek from Dark Knight Rises had another episode of Alt Talk Live going on at the moment, and he ended the show around the same time I entered the chat. So you can only imagine how I must be feeling right now, knowing I missed out an entire episode of Alt Talk Live. And to top it all off, like adding insult to injury, um, one of the well, I'm not gonna try going into detail about it because it's already been acknowledged before. But put it this way, she's not exactly hard to look at, as one might say, but the guest was Audrey, aka Creepy Party. And if you don't know who that is, go look her up. You haven't lived if you haven't looked her up. And yeah, that aside, uh, I'm feeling kind of salty about that. But that aside, it's story time on my channel. Um, if you if you happen to be alternative, you oughta know these sorts of things happen from time to time. But my case was a little different. You wouldn't expect it to happen like as late into the story as it does, but I was at the bank with my old man at one point, and like we walk in, I take my shades off, and um, the lady who works the lady who works there, one of the employees, took one look at me, and I could tell she was genuinely pleased to see me. Like I got no beef with her. She's a good person, and she started saying, "Oh yeah, these sorts of people, you only ever see them on like TV or whatever, and real nice taste in style, man." And I'm just like, "Yeah, thank you." And this other lady who was in line behind us, um, she peeks around my shoulder and she's like, "Yeah, great costume." um, but anyway, I wanted, talking with these sorts of people to begin with is a dirty job on its own, so I wanted to keep it as brief as possible. So I just look at her and say in a toneless manner, "It's not a costume." So she goes on like saying, "Well, you look different than me, and I look different than you, so." And then she just walks off like she's got nothing else to say. But then moments later, she comes back and says, like, she was close to me, like easily close, wagging her finger at me, and I could smell her decaying, foul, like absolute disgusting breath. It was like she swallowed a diaper or something. But she was just in my face going, "Also, I haven't been your age for a very long time." Like she's a middle-aged woman, so she's a very long time. So I already know that if I were to start looking like you, I wouldn't be bringing the best attention to myself. Like this, this dimwit, this societal clone, managed to muster up two cliches. I almost held up the wrong fingers there. Two cliches, two false stereotypes into one statement. Apparently, she's convinced that people like me do what we do for attention, and that once we get enough attention, preferably negative attention, we'll just one day give it up. Country people get the exact amount of negative attention as us, if not more so, because of their misconceptions about being inbred. So, yeah, they're not going to quit doing what they're doing any more than we are. So I didn't say any of this because I was already thinking it, and I wanted to keep it as short as possible, like I said. So I just smile sarcastically and look over at her. I was just like, "That's understandable." And she kind of laughed off my answer, not really thinking about it. But I could tell by looking into her eyes that she might figure it out sooner or later. Like I could tell she remembered what I told her. But yeah, whatever. Ancient history. So yeah, needless to say, the lady who worked at the bank, she saw the whole thing, but she stayed quiet throughout most of it. And yeah, the middle-aged loser behind me went someplace else to go get her shit done. But that's yeah, I didn't bother paying attention to that. But I could tell that the other lady who was actually working there, the employee, she was pretty down to earth, and she didn't really care. She was a lot more polite than that other loser was. So that's pretty much all I gotta say. If you like, please like. Feel free to share your obscure little thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, thank you so very much for watching, and I love you all.